I understand completely. There's zero trust that I have personally with any machine, period. You can't tell me that they can't hack into these because we had a guy on the PBD podcast. That's his job. He did it live on the podcast. And that's why they're all, they're like, no. Mind you, when it's Democrats in 2016 and before, we can't trust any of these voting machines. But then when it's on the other foot and there's irregularities like this, then nobody's talking. What about this one? In Michigan, one voter ID had 29 separate votes, okay? And mind you, look at this. That one voter ID. So Matthew S. DePerno, he's on X. Rasmus actually really told everybody to go follow this guy. He reviewed the qualifier voter file of votes actually cast as of October 29, 2024. The database identifies 114,545 Michigan voters who have cast 279,113 ballots from multiple addresses across the state. You know what that's called? Corruption. That's called cheating. People, I don't care who's involved, it's cheating. So that the results in 164,568 excess ballots as of 10/29/2024. Okay.
Well, Vinny, let me play devil's advocate. Excess ballots or excess votes? And they'll say, well, we caught it, so, no harm, no foul.
No, to me, they're votes. Those are votes. So this is approximately 160,000 invalid votes in Michigan. Okay, and mind you, notice how it's never in
the red states.
It's always battleground, swing.
And Michigan is one of the most determinant states in this election. And what I'm convinced of is that you have I won't call them false flag stories, but you heard about the ballot boxes burning in Vancouver,
saw it. Yeah,
Washington.
we saw it.
Yeah. Did you hear the update in that? That the incendiary devices, it said free Gaza on them? Had you heard that update?
Free what?
Yeah, free Gaza. And
are you serious?
Yeah, no, I predicted at the time, it's a lefty lunatic and not a conservative saboteur, especially since they were driving a Volvo.
You think MAGA Republicans are going around committing acts of public sabotage in Portland?
No.
You couldn't find a Republican in Portland.
No.
And as someone who's from Michigan, I moved to Illinois from Michigan, and I registered to vote in Illinois, and my mom was still getting ballots for me to vote in the 2020 election for me to vote in Michigan. So, and that's just one example of one person, but that means I could have voted in Michigan and Illinois, and I doubt they would have caught us. And as someone who I live like 45 minutes, or I grew up 45 minutes outside of Detroit, Michigan is actually very red. Most of the state is very red. However, we all remember going back to 2020, Michigan, they were putting up those boards. They wouldn't let them watch the vote and doing all that. So I'm very skeptical, even seeing that video or other things. We all remember when it was clearly Donald Trump winning, and then all of a sudden they stopped voting, a pipe burst, they were covering this up. So always playing too big to rig, but always skeptic.